a festival for numerous students. Pang Fenghua came back a bit late last night. She went to the homeroom teacher's office before the evening study. Pang Fenghua was increasingly fascinated by the class teacher's words. His words were incoherent, as if clouds were shrouded in mist. She understood every sentence, but after they were connected together, she understood nothing, which is more charming this way. It has the character of misty poetry. Pang Fenghua found that her relationship with her class teacher was becoming like a misty poem, full of meaning, headless, unreliable, and anxious to be understood. There is never a proper explanation. The class teacher's mood had been extremely unstable recently, and he could feel happy or sad at every turn. There was no legitimate reason, but his great joy and great sorrow came at once. Why was the class teacher like this? Pang Fenghua was smart enough to guess a bit. The teacher was the same as herself. Both had a turbulent heart. Pang Fenghua was very worried about the teacher, a little sad, and especially wanted to share his worries. There was also an indescribable sweetness, which can be said to be overwhelming. It was extremely torturous. In fact, nothing happened, and nothing may happen in the future. But the more it goes like this, the more it makes her worry about it. It makes her feel uneasy and addicted to it. It made her want to cry without tears. When Pang Fenghua returned to the dormitory, it was only the last 4 or 5 minutes before the lights went out. She washed up very hurriedly and went to bed. There was also a bit of joy and sadness in her heart, very confusingly obsessed. Zhao Shanshan came in at this time, with chill all over her. In fact, the lights in the dormitory went out soon after Zhao Shanshan entered. Something was wrong with Zhao Shanshan as soon as she walked in. It was just so dark that no one could figure it out. But something wrong with Zhao Shanshan still showed up when she used water. Her hands were heavy and her movements were quite large. The water was splashing and the enamel basin was making clanging sounds. It seemed that Mr. Wei Xiangdong from the school guard didn't talk about anything happy with her. When the evening self-study was coming to an end, Pang Fenghua went to the class teacher. Soon after, Wei Xiangdong called Zhao Shanshan out about giving nicknames to her classmates. Wei Xiangdong did not criticize Zhao Shanshan. However, Zhao Shanshan was more frightened than being criticized, and even being horrible. Wei Xiangdong was aware of every move she made in the dormitory. Pang Fenghua, this little bitch, depending on the class teacher's fondness for her, snitched them all. Zhao Shanshan held back her anger and didn't say a word after going to bed. Although the lights were turned off, the people in the dormitory still felt Zhao Shanshan's shimmering anger, wandering in the dark. Zhao Shanshan suddenly said, "Don't think I don't know." Her tone was weird. The atmosphere in dormitory for 1-2 suddenly changed. Zhao Shanshan repeated, "Don't think I don't know." Pang Fenghua was thinking about her class teacher and woke up from her obsession. After all, there was a ghost in her heart. Zhao Shanshan's words naturally sounded a bit more unique and threatening in her ears, making her feel uncomfortable. Pang Fenghua took the words and said, "Shanshan, what's wrong with you?" Zhao Shanshan replied, "Don't think I don't know." Her tone was like a poetry recitation. However, everyone could tell that Zhao Shanshan was not reciting a poetry, but had something specific in mind, very harsh. Zhao Shanshan finally said, "Don't think I don't know." She used this sentence to summarize today's ambiguous situation, and after that, the situation became even more ambiguous. There was a strange thing in the dormitory, dark and chaotic. No one knew what Zhao Shanshan knew. What she knew had any special connection with others, especially Pang Fenghua. It was very mysterious and very suspicious. Yu Yang was laying in bed. She knew everything. Yu Yang lay quietly in the quilt, but she felt a little hot, and the quilt was very dry. She stretched out her left leg, trying to find a cool place under the quilt, and Yu Yang finally found it. The thumb of Yu Yang's left foot stood up in the cool place. It's so cool, so comfortable. After the winter rain, the weather is getting cooler day by day. It's actually getting colder day by day. The leaves of the sycamore trees are all withered on the trees, wilted and yellow. Although they are still leaves, they have no meanings as leaves at all, and more leaves fell to the ground and were stuck to the road by the rain. The more eye-catching on the sycamore trees are the hairy fruits, which are hanging all over the treetops. Looking from a distance, the sycamore trees all over the campus are almost like fruit trees. However, there is no word of harvest, only news of winter. Come to think of it, it's already the end of November. However, for normal schools, the end of November is full of spring. No matter how cold the weather is, how bleak the wind is, or how miserable the rain is, the normal school is even more lively. Just look at the calendar and you will know that it will be December 9 in about 10 days. Which normal school's work calendar can omit December 9th? December 9th is a revolutionary moment, a passionate moment. That day, the wind is whistling, the horses are howling, the Yellow River is roaring. That day, the red sun is shining all over the east, and the God of Freedom is singing to his heart's content. Just as Chu Tian, an 81 student poet, said in the window, "You, 1 to 9, are the torch. You, 1 to 9, are the horn. You are loud, you are burning." December 9 is a festival for many students, and of course, it is also a festival for Zhao Shanshan, Pang Fenghua, and Wang Yuyang. It's a festival, so it needs to be commemorated. This is the policy. The normal school's way of commemorating 1 to 9 is not unique. It is nothing more than gathering students in the square and holding a singing competition as a class. Everyone sings together, has joy, and has fun. By the way, first, second, and third prizes are decided, and only then can the festival come to an end. However, due to the first, second, and third prizes, the situation is a little different, and they have to compete fiercely every time. The classmates want to fight, the class teachers want to fight, and the music teachers also want to fight. 82-3 was a squib in this year's sports meeting. There were 6 first-grade classes, and a total score of 82-3 ranked 4th. It can be said to be a failure. Naturally, the young class teacher must pay special attention to the singing competition. Speaking of which, the class teacher was also a college student who had just graduated in 1982. Although he still planned to take the post-grade entrance examination, he did not want to work in a normal school for the rest of his life. However, when it came to honor, that was another matter. The class teacher graduated from the political education department of the Provincial Normal University. When he graduated, the counselor repeatedly asked him to pay special attention to honors. The counselor said, "What is this job? It's about fighting for honor. Don't be shy. Everyone has honor. It's okay. If you have it, but others don't, there's a staircase in front of you, and you can reach a higher level with the steps. You can use it for promotion, room assignment, merit appraisal, being a representative, and finding a partner. If others have it, but you don't, your work is in vain. Being exhausted only means that you are in poor health. So, honor must be thoughtful. The head can be broken and the blood can be shed. Break the head and look back. You can't be shy." The class teacher of 82-3 has already experienced this. On the night after the sports meeting, the class teacher who won first place even smoked in a different posture than before. How was that smoking? With his head held high and his chest puffed out, he was as proud as a tiger swallowing thousands of miles. 82-3 lost at the sports meeting, but he must scoop it back in the singing competition. The class teacher held a special class meeting for this purpose and made a pre-war general mobilization of the chorus.